So in the last color demo we did for the bleeding and non-bleed colors, we looked at some reds. Today we're going to look at some blues and some greens, so let's get to it. So for all of you that saw the first bleed non-bleed video, we compared MF's strawberry. Well, Mr. Matt over at Barlows liked the idea of comparing the two identical colors in both the bleed and non-bleed versions, so he sent us some blues and some greens to try out. So we've got our plastic cooking. We're going to get to the blue first, and we're going to see if these colors are similar or different. We are going to start off with the standard or bleeding version of blue. We're going to start with 10 drops. This is half a cup of plastic. And see how we get. So this is very translucent. You can see the stir all the way down at the bottom. So that's one of the things with these standard or bleeding colors, is the dyes allow you to achieve like a bright, vibrant color while still keeping that translucency. I think I'm going to go ahead and add 10 more. Alright, so we're going to stop at 20 drops of blue. And like I said, this is for half a cup. So obviously the equivalent would be about 40 drops per cup. I think that's what we're going to test all of these colors at, just to keep everything nice and level across the board. I'm going to get this plastic warm back up, and then we'll inject this first run. There's one more quick look at it in the cup. Just a super nice, vibrant blue. We are going to switch the mold up a little bit in this video. I don't want this little series to get too repetitive, but it is still something that will give us a nice comparison in thicker and thinner parts. So we're going to go ahead and get this first run injected, and we'll see how this looks. Any guesses before we open the mold? We made some 4.5-inch brush hogs. Man, look at that blue. So this is a great example of what we were talking about on translucency. So you can see how bright and vibrant that blue is, but it's still super see-through. The non-bleed colors, the amount of pigment that you have to add to get it this bright, you typically start to lose that translucency and it'll become more opaque. This is a super cool color. I think I've actually had a bottle of this blue laying around for a while and never really made anything, but man, that is a super nice, bright, vibrant blue. We're going to get our second cup cooked up. We will try the non-bleed version and see how similar it is to the bleeding version. It is time to move on to the non-bleed version. We're going to add our 20 drops for our half a cup of plastic. All right, so there's our 20 drops. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. This is definitely visibly closer to the bleeding version than what we saw with the strawberries. The strawberry was almost an immediate, like I noticed how much different the non-bleed was. But so far, this one's looking pretty good. We're gonna get our plastic heated right back up to temp and inject this second run. We are ready to go. What do you guys think? How close do you think it's going to be? We are ready to go. Let's see how similar these colors are. Yeah, so I am super impressed with the blue. After looking at how much different the two strawberry colors were, I am pretty impressed with how close these are. So here are the non-bleed versions. Let me grab some of the bleeding versions real quick and we'll compare side by side. So here they are side by side. When you get them right next to each other, you can see a noticeable difference, but it's not quite as drastic as that strawberry was. So the right side over here is the bleeding or standard version, and then the left is the non-bleed. You can see this one is just a little deeper, kind of like a richer blue color. But both colors are still fantastic options for whatever you need. This bleeding color is probably, I would say it's going to be best used in making like sapphire blue, because you're going to be able to get that nice, deep, like rich blue color, but keep the translucency so all your blue flake will really show through. But yeah, super, super nice colors here. Let me know what you guys think of these, and then we are going to move on to our greens. It is time to go with our standard green. I'll be really curious myself to see how these greens look, because I've never actually used just a straight green. I've always used like green pumpkin or watermelon of some sort. So I'm going to add a little more pigment. You can see this is very, very see-through. Alright, so I went ahead and added some more pigment. The 20 drops for half a cup that I was doing just wasn't quite enough. You'll probably be able to see it when I make the baits, but there's some little chunks. I think some of the colorant that was in this bottle, or some of the pigment, was kind of hard packed. I stirred it up as best as I could. So we're at what would be the equivalent of about 60 drops per cup here. But either way, we'll still be able to compare these two colors. So there's your one final look in the cup. Now we're going to get our mold back out and check these out. Let's take a look at these green brush hogs. So yeah, super cool color. It's almost like it's kind of like a super translucent emerald green is kind of what I would call it. But really cool color nonetheless. You can see right here in the sprue what I was talking about, those little chunks. So let me grab the bottle and I'll show you what happened. So up here in the cap, you can see there's just like some of the little hard packed chunks of the pigment that's settled over time. No big deal. I'll just clean this cap out or just throw a new one on it, and we won't have that issue in the future. But you can still see what this color looks like. Really, really nice. I don't think I've ever actually made just regular green, but either way, it looks really cool. Let's get to this last one, and then we'll compare all four. Last but not least, we got our green non-bleed. We're going to start with 20 drops again. Alright, so far of the three that I've compared, this one looks like it might be the closest. Pretty cool. Alright, let's get everything set up, inject this last and final run, and then we'll compare all four. Here we go for our final color comparison. Alright, so initial reaction right out of the mold, I think it is almost identical to the bleeding version. What do you guys think? Let me get all these pulled off the sprues. I'll go grab the bleeding version, and then we will see exactly how close these are. So what do you guys think about this? So the four over here are the bleeding. These are the non-bleed, and they are almost the exact same color, which is pretty surprising, because after doing the first two, the strawberry and the blue, I thought for sure these would be a little bit different. But for whatever reason, it looks like they are pretty close. Maybe, I don't really know, I'm just assuming certain colors are probably easier to duplicate in the non-bleed version than others. But yeah, super cool. There is just an ever so slight difference in the two. Let me just grab one of each and see if we can tell. So you can see the bleeding version is just the slightest little bit what I keep referring to as richer. But either way, if you're wanting one of these, the other four that I've compared, the two strawberries and the two blues, are different enough to where you might want to get both of those to get whatever effect you're looking for. These you might get away with just getting one. But yeah, super cool colors. Now I'm going to get all four of these out. We'll look at all of them and let me know what you guys think. We have our non-bleed colors on the left and our bleeding colors on the right. You can clearly see the difference in the blues, how the bleeding color, like I said, is just a little bit richer. The greens are pretty close. I don't think the difference in these two is noticeable enough to really make that much of a difference. But yeah, Really cool little comparison. And again, I'll at the very end do the light box comparison side by side to really show off these colors. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. And there you have it, guys. That's a comparison of the blue and the green in the both bleeding and non-bleed versions. Let me know what color comparison videos you guys would like to see in the future. I really like doing these videos because, you know, if you go to a website and you're trying to buy some colors, a couple things. Either one, they don't have the little color tab option to kind of give you an idea what you're looking at. Or if you're looking at chartreuse, you may want to know, why are there 4 different chartreuse options on Lunaworks? If you want us to compare everything side by side, just like we've been doing these, let us know. Along the lines of all this, head on over to the community tab on our YouTube page, and you will see a poll that I've created for green pumpkin and Junebug. So if you watched the motor oil video where we bought every motor oil on the market and compared them side by side, that's what I've done with green pumpkin and Junebug. I bought everything I can find, and I would want to know which one you guys would like to see first. I probably will do videos on both, but let me know which one you want to see first. I have a lot of these videos coming up showing new color options, whether they're new to me or maybe new to the market. But yeah, I really like doing these videos just to demonstrate all these colors. And as always, guys, I appreciate all your continued support. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.